Welcome back everyone. This week we've got the top 10 highest grossing games. Have a look at the list and tell us what you liked or didn't like by jumping onto our Facebook page and telling us what you think, or join the conversation on Twitter. This is a list of games that have sold really well throughout their lives based on sales. Have a look and check out some of the numbers.
At number 10 is Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. This is the game that got me interested in the Call of Duty franchise, and it must have interested a few other people as well, as it grossed $700 million. At number 9 is The Sims. The first Sims game back in 2000 took the SimCity franchise in a whole new direction. Instead of manipulating large cities to do your bidding, The Sims gave you control over a group of people with whom you could play God with. It flew off the shelves quickly, earning Maxis $740 million. At number 8 is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Not surprising, the previous Modern Warfare game did so well, why wouldn't its sequel? Modern Warfare 2 grossed $780 million. At number 7 is Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. This is my favourite Grand Theft Auto game of the series. The game took us away from the cold mob town of Liberty City and brought us out to the west coast state of San Andreas, where gangs ruled the streets and the corporations were closing in. This great game earned $850 million. At number 6 is New Super Mario Bros. Wii. New Super Mario Bros. At its core is an updated version of the original Super Mario Bros. Released in 1985. It stays true to the side-scrolling, fire-throwing plumber we all know and love. Being the fastest-selling single console game in history, it has earned Nintendo $1.2 billion. At number 5 is Grand Theft Auto 4. It was the first game in the main series to be made since Grand Theft Auto 3 7 years earlier. Within 24 hours, Grand Theft Auto 4 sold over 3 million copies, making it the fastest-selling game within a 24-hour period in 2008. In total, the game has grossed just over $1.3 billion. At number 4 is Mario Kart Wii. An instant hit when it launched in 2008, Mario Kart Wii took advantage of the Wiimote motion and turned controllers all over into steering wheels. It is the highest grossing Wii game of all time, earning Nintendo $1.4 billion. At number 3 is Call of Duty Black Ops. Yep, Call of Duty games are popular. Black Ops grossed $1.5 billion. At number 2 is Grand Theft Auto 5. Within 3 days of Grand Theft Auto 5 being released, it made over $1 billion in sales. As of yet, there are no final sales data, but I'm placing it at number 2, guessing it has grossed approximately $2.4 billion.
Pathetic psychopath!
And the highest grossing game is World of Warcraft, raking in over $10 billion from both sales and subscription fees from its 10 years of running. World of Warcraft has earned more money for Blizzard than all of the previous games on this list combined.
And that was the top 10. There really wasn't any surprises at all, were there?
And it just really goes to prove that just because a game sells a lot of copies and makes a lot of money doesn't necessarily make it good.
Yeah, I take that back because the new Super Mario Bros. Was surprisingly high. I didn't think it would beat like Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2. A lot of people have DSs, I guess.
Mario's
been around a long time, so he's kind of built up a good reputation with everyone.
He's
but
a beloved character. We all know who he is. Parents feel safe with Mario, I guess.
Every child born is just another customer for Nintendo,
Yeah,
I guess.
pretty much.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, now we're going to John's interview with Sana from Infinity Amusements.
I'm down here with Sana Nolan for Infinity Amusements. G'day, Sana, how are you?
Not too bad. Yourself?
I'm fantastic. I'm absolutely loving this video Is it a video pinball arcade? What do you call one of
I
these?
suppose it depends on who you talk to, really. A video pinball table, a virtual pinball table, and depending on what software you're running, a pin MAME.
Fantastic. So, obviously, these are different to your conventional pinball machines. There's no real mechanics in it. It's all screens and virtual, I don't know, images or something like that, I suppose you call it.
That's exactly right.
But aside from those humongous differences, are there any sort of similarities between these tables and real pinball tables?
Well, it all depends on what software you're running. At the moment, there's 2 commercial programs available. You've got the Pinball Arcade, which is what we've got running here right now, and they do recreations of real tables. So they've done Williams, they've done Bally, they've done Gottlieb, they've done Stern. So they're aimed as a simulation. So it's like playing the real thing. Then on the other hand, you've got Zen Studios Pinball FX, Pinball FX 2, I should say, and they're more on the fantasy side of things. So they've got the Star Wars license, they've got the Marvel license, and they also do their own fantasy tables, and they do things that you couldn't do on a real pinball table. For example, one of the Star Wars ones, when you're about to lose your ball down the bottom, Boba Fett will throw his grappling hook and pull it back into play. On one, I think it's one of the Marvel tables, when you get the Human Torch going, the ball will actually catch fire and start leaving fire trails around the table. So not the sort of thing you want to try on a mechanical table, or at least not more than once.
Of course. So how close is this table to completion? How far would you say along it is?
We're about a week off. This particular cabinet still has a few design flaws. If you look at the corners, you see they don't quite match up as they should. So with a little bit of luck this afternoon, we've got the final sample coming through, so then I can transplant all these 2 bits into the cabinet. And then finish the front-end software, give the best possible user experience, and then the machine will be heading down to Pinball Machines Australia in Bayswater to go on display for Christmas.
Fantastic. Well, I'll tell you what, let's go and have a look at the final product right now. And this is the finished product. It looks absolutely amazing since the last time we last looked at it. It's all together as a whole product, which is always very nice.
It is
so
finally complete, 6 months worth of work, and we're there.
Fantastic. So what changes have you made to it since the last time we were looking at it?
It was really a matter of neatening everything up and getting everything in the right place. When you're working on prototypes, you don't tend to worry about where the cables go and how long they are and whether they cross over. So the design of this one was to make sure that everything was neat, everything was easy to work on, and if should anything go wrong, easy to replace.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad to see it all together. So what does Infinity Amusements do regarding sort of the distribution and sales of these pinball machines?
Well, we manufacture these from scratch. The cabinets are actually produced for us down in Dandenong, and most of the metal components are made for us in Carrum Down, so it really is a local production. We get all of the components either manufactured originally for us, or we order them in from overseas. So everything is about as genuine as you can get, and then of course we tweak all the software in order to get it all working for you.
So how many pinball tables are there on one of these machines?
Well, at the moment, our front-end menu software officially supports Zen Software's Pinball FX2 and Farsight Studios Pinball Arcade. So between the 2 of those, there's 79 tables that are legally available and supported by our front end. Then there's also the Future Pinball and Visual Pinball software, which is both under MAME license. So once you've got one of these tables and you start to have a play around yourself, there are hundreds of either recreation, unauthorized recreation, or original tables available for those 2 platforms.
Cool. So for the home market as well, when you buy one of these tables and take them home, how possible or easy is it for people to make their own pinball tables to then play on one of these machines?
Well, I suppose like making any type of game, it all comes down to the skills that you've got really in doing the graphics. The engines are already available, so it's really spending the time doing the layouts and figuring out how you want your table to work. But most of the effort, like any type of video game, really goes into the art assets.
Fantastic. All right, Sana, thank you very much.
Thank you.